Yeah, thanks for having me back up here.
It's always a pleasure to have people like you here, Connor.
Yeah, so we got Nick Burke on pole position again and SnrR2 in second place, and I think SnrR's going to have to get another good start, and he's going to have to try to stay ahead so he can go with Nick this time, because I think he's more than capable of the lap times that Nick's doing, so it should be a good race. Here we go, the lights are on. Another good start by SnrR2 there. He's got just ahead of Nick. Big wheelie down to turn one. He's taking the defensive line, so SnrR takes the whole shot. Tight into turn one. You just see Nick there. SnrR's taking the defensive line. He's holding it really nicely, so it's SnrR2 behind, in front of Nick Burke, and then I think that's Matt Drayson behind there in third place. He had a really good end to the first race, so we could see Matt Drayson having a bit of an input into the lead group this time. And then you see Nick just get past there.
It certainly was a great start there by Nick Burke. By SnrR. I see that Nick is now taking the lead from SnrR with Nick Camberhout in third place.
Sometimes when you got faster riders ahead of you, sometimes it just pulls you in a little bit more. You can just see and learn from what they're doing. It's normally a lot easier to go at the pace. Front guys, if there's someone in front of you, and point ahead of you just to see, take notes from. It's always it's not easy to lead a race. It's always easy to be behind and follow.
Well, an opportunity to catch up again, and what a great lunch break, and well done feeding, watering the Orange Army. That's the name I've got, thanks to Dennis here today. First of all, back here at the moment, an opportunity to catch up with Connor. Connor, your protege, and Hamish, how did he feel for round number one?
Almost. He's one of the faster guys out there. He's been in the 600s and 1000s, so it's not an easy thing to do on 400. But Hamish on the 400 in the junior race against Jacob Stroud, Jesse Stroud, and Blake Ross, he dropped off a little bit at the start and couldn't tag on, but he had a really good race, so it'll be interesting to see what he does in the next race.
Excellent. Always good to watch the improvement as the day goes on, and the milestones that you can create with your improvement. So back with our racing at the moment, Nick Burke, SnrR2 and Matt Drayson. That was the update we got at the end of the last race. We got Nick Camberhout had been in that trio for the early part of it, and just late in the race slipped back on that Moto Guzzi to his fourth place that he holds, with Dave Manuel in there, along with Jeff Irvine, Jonathan Skydam. Hopefully we've pronounced that the right way, with Miles McDonald, Robbie Oxenham, and Tyler Brown in there as well. Well, Tyler was to start. I don't know whether he has, but anyway, there's our update with our Kawasaki Senior Racing. And we've got Connor on board with us here, and also Dennis today, and some support of the role. Dennis, an opportunity to catch up with the flag marshals and enjoying the lunch break. What was their comments of being out there for round one today?
They were actually enjoying it. They all came in with smiles on their faces, all fed and watered, and they've gone out there to keep these riders safe out there. As I said, I came up with the name of the Orange Army for these people. I were thinking of calling the Kumulumpus, but no, I'll stick to the Orange Army. It sounds better.
Thank you indeed. So there you go, Dennis, coming from the outside of the, or the inside the track to the outside, actually, even a role from a marshal to help us with the commentary there. Back at the moment with Connor and the update of racing. Connor, what's the role of the Kawasaki series for the likes of a rider of your ability, and obviously with Jesse and Jacob at the moment? How important is keeping that momentum going in the off-season?
Chasing and trying to catch up to them, so taking any moment to do any track time you can is huge, and it's obviously a big cost, so it's something you've got to be careful and smart about when you're riding, where you're riding, and yeah, so it all makes a massive difference. And this Kawasaki series is always one of my favourites, because it's my favourite track here in Taupo because we're there on Sport Park, so getting to ride here all the time, and it's one of my best tracks to race on as well. So I love riding here, especially this series is so great for us because it's the right amount of space time as well, just after the season and just before his main. It's a really good series.
All right, personally for me, congratulations on that Hampton Downs ride during NZSBK. What clicked that day that you got on the podium? That was just so awesome.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I felt good all season. It sort of all just come together in that race, and I locked down my starts just before that round. And last year, my biggest weakness was my starts. I would sometimes go from, well, for instance, here at this series last year, I was on pole position. I ended up about 5th or 6th in turn 1, so my starts were atrocious, and I got them on lockdown. So, you know, I almost got the whole shot at Manfield in one race from 12th. So the starts have been a big thing, being in the right position at the start of the race. And just the team behind us this year has been so massive. We've got Vistalite Central supporting us big time, with Will Sport, Branco, Total Oils, Spectrum Motorcycles supporting us as well. So we've had a big crew. We've got Aiden and Graham Cole as well behind me. So they're making a huge difference to us. And having that support has been massive for me as well. But I think just seat time, it's my second season. It was better and better. And just Hampton Downs is a track and a lot of laps there. So yeah, it all just clicked.
Excellent indeed. All right, Connor London, our guest up here at the moment, along with Dennis and myself, as we look out for Nick Burke. Nick going for gold. In fact, the only flaw to his riding was probably about the first 2/3 of lap number 1 of that previous race when he wasn't in the lead. The rest of the time he's been in the lead and certainly showing us which way he can nail it from there. Zoran Wicki in there, along with Matt Drayson, Nick Camperhort, Dave Manuel are your top 5 in our Kawasaki senior lineup here today. Zoran Wicki is another guy really going under the radar as far as a lot of big-time racing is concerned, but he's a guy that, given the right kind of break, we know how good he is. He could be right up there with the best in the country, Connor.
Yeah, I think Zoran's a really good rider. He's never had, he's doing it himself. It's his bike. He hasn't had a whole lot of support from companies or anything. So that makes a big difference to him as well. Being here, you can't always afford to go back and race the nationals, so you don't know how good he is.
Yeah,
so,
here.
but he's a great rider. You can see he's out there. He's got big race second off. He's doing really well.
All right, so an opportunity as we get excited about what's going on with our racing at the moment here at trackside. You're off. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Mike. Oh, yes, that's better. One, yeah, that's right. It was off then. Oh, our apologies. It seems as if oh man, how bad is that? Well, here we are, we do all of this great talking and all of these interviews, and Neil's just talking, and there's a name, Connor's coming up, but nobody's there, so hopefully now we've got it back. Try have another go, Connor. Oh, that is better.
I just looked at my phone, I got a bunch of messages saying my microphone's not on.
Oh, well, technology, it's out to foil us, so there we go. Oh, that was probably some of the best interviewing I'd had with Connor, and we've just lost all of that good glory time, folks. So there you go. I was asking the questions, and you're all standing out there going, "Oh, what's his name? We're not hearing anything." Oh, bother! Jeepers, that's a pack of amateurs from our point of view. But anyway, we'll hopefully have those kind of glitches sorted. The key thing, of course, is that Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park is in the process of getting their own PA system, and that's going to really add to the feature here because this is actually some borrow gear. And please, I'm not knocking the borrow gear, but when it's not your own and we don't use it all the time, it's just not that familiarity that you really want when it's good sound gear. And once we start to get speakers up along the embankment, and people tell me as well, Dennis, and being a flag marshal, you can get around these tracks quite a little bit. People are saying an opportunity to come into the top end of the track here is some great spectating over here as well.
Yeah, I've actually heard that. I actually flag marshaled way down in Siberia, as we call it, down the far end, and it was quite surprising how many people, I think they're actually sneaking in the back gate, but how many people actually lined up there during a superbike meeting here. And we had a break at one stage. I think the ambulance was due out on the circuit or something like that. And I went and walked across and talked to the people, and I said, well, how do you enjoy watching it? And they reckon it's the most exciting corner on the track to watch, you know, because going down there and going into that hairpin, you do get a little bit of action down there, but I've seen people round everywhere. I've never actually watched the meeting from up anywhere else here. But anyway, it looks like we're on just about the final lap here.
We're on the last lap now, and Nick Burke's pretty well and come to be in the lead. He's lapping consistently in the 12, so Zirin's got Matt Drayson just on the back of him now, and Zirin's having a good race. He's doing some faster lap times than he was this morning, but looks like Nick Burke's gonna take the win now, coming across the line with a nice wheelie.
Always something great to do.
And then goes Zirin defending quite nicely to Matt Drayson to take second by the looks of it.
Well, Connor, I'll have to remember those same questions. And when you come back here for that senior race, we'll actually get it. Well, more than just Dennis and I will get the answer. This makes sense. Oh, what an embarrassment. The mute button was on, folks. We didn't even realise. Oh, no. There you go. All right, Kawasaki proud to be behind this fantastic road race series for the Hamilton Motorcycle Club, round number 1 here at Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park here today. Connor, as far as the small track's concerned, have you got a favourite part out there? Is there, or is it a sequence of corners maybe? What is it? Something you really like?
Yeah, I quite on the 1,000 going through that sweeper. I think it's turn 8 or 9.
Oh,
the far left sweeper out the back. When it's running the long track, it's a real nice fast sweeping corner on the super white. You get really sideways out of there, and when you run this track, you don't have to worry about going into the right-hander, so you can just carry it all the way out to the edge of the track. And I'm a gear higher when you're running the short track through there. You run 4th gear when you're doing this track around there, and it's 3rd gear and when you're doing the other track, just because you've got to do that change of direction on the long track. But here you can just hang it out, and it's a whole lot of fun through there. And this infield here, I think it's one of the best in the country. It's got nice camber. It flows really well from turn 1 to turn 4 and 5. So yeah, this is just my favourite track in the country. I've always really enjoyed it, and yeah, obviously Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park is putting a lot of effort into developing it as well and making it better for us. So it's really good to see Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park doing things to make our sport better as well.